Robert, the Arm Vapor here. Today I'm going to do, okay, let's get the giggles and the guffaws and, give you a little time to work that out of your system. I'm having a bad hair day, okay? All right, no big deal. All right, you done? You sure? Okay. I'm going to do something a little different today, in keeping with my current theme, I guess. And that is, I've had questions and interest in, can we do microcoils and use cotton and things of that nature in a Genesis atomizer? Well, yeah, of course you can, and that's what I use. I no longer use stainless steel mesh or stainless steel cable in my Genesis. Everything's coiled. Everything that I use now is coiled with a microcoil using cotton. And I figure what I would do is show you my what I call a hybrid atomizer. All right, I take my Genesis, Genesis atomizer, which is designed to use those other wicking media, and I use them basically as dripping atomizers now. So down below I have my my Kraken, and you'll see that momentarily. And I'm going to show you the process that I go through when wrapping a coil and setting this up as my hybrid dripping atomizer. Okay, so let's turn on the upper cam here. All right, there we go. So here's the Kraken. All right. Now let me get a little pointy thing here. All right, so you have your center positive post. You got two negative leads over here, so you can set up a Kraken with dual wick. All right, maybe I should zoom in a little bit for you. Okay, let's do that a little bit. And turn this around a little bit. Let's see. Okay, so dual hole, two wicking holes. You have your two negative posts, you got a center post, and you got over here a little fill hole for filling it. And let's get started. So I do it as a single microcoil. All right, so here's my 28 gauge Canthal. I'll try my best to stay within. Let me bring this out a little bit. Stay within frame. This is like the first time I'm doing this for the camera. So again, 28 gauge Canthal I use. It's running really low. I do have a ton more of this on order. Oh, sounds like the wife just got home. So if you hear background noise, okay. So I'm going to take my what I use for standard microcoiling for me, and that is a number 0 Phillips head screwdriver. Place my wire over there and just simply start wrapping. I'm going to do 7 wraps for me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I'm going to just cut that off now. Okay, put that out of the way. So, I'm just going to bunch them up a little bit here. Okay. Okay, got them bunched up. Pull on them a little tight. And I'm going to take that now off the number 0, pardon me. All right, so there's the coil. Now you can see it's spaced up. I don't know how well you can actually see that. But now I'm going to take my other set of tweezers here, and I'm going to pinch that between them and let it go. Let it scrunch up a little bit. Okay, so there we have it between my tweezers. And, you know, you don't have to be, you know, all that really that concerned with it. I'm going to now torch it. And I get it to where it's glowing red, cherry red hot. Flip it over, do that side too. Flip it over. Don't know how well this is coming across the can, but that sucker's cherry hot. Now what this does, it fuses the coils together for the most. You know, it comes really close to doing that. But it makes them so that, you know, all the coils are touching. Okay, let me just take this out. Don't touch this. Don't. It's hot. You'll get a blister. All right, you don't want to touch this. All right, how's that looking to me? It's not looking so bad. All right, now, the next thing I do, I'm blowing on it, is, okay, that's fine. I'm going to stick my number 0 back through it. And I twist it while I do that. Okay, so now it's back on there. I'm going to try to set this up a little bit. This lead here is going to be attaching to this negative here. And the top one here is going to be attached to my top post. And I guess the first thing I should really do right now is go in and loosen these leads so I can wrap them around there. Okay, let me do that a little more. Okay, cool. So, now if I stuck it in there just like that, this is going to sit almost right on the deck after I attach it to this negative lead. So what I will do a little bit of, I want it to sit just, you know, raised a little bit above the deck. And you'll see why that is a little bit. So I take my needle nose and I'll give it a little twist. Let me bring the other positive lead out of there for a second. And then I'll give it another little twist. It's not working out so well. I'll probably just fudge it while I'm on there. Okay. And I want to twist it a little bit going this way. Okay, so I leave it on my Phillips when I'm installing it, because now I can take this. This is bottoming out now on the bottom of the tank. Let me get a good. All right, and now the coil is sitting up here, and I'm going to just wrap that bottom lead around the negative post. Take my other Phillips and tighten it down. Okay, and I've tightened it down. Now I'm going to take the Phillips out of the coil momentarily, and I'm going to get, let me get this screwdriver, and I'm going to raise that coil off the bottom slightly. Okay, can you see that? Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. Okay, let me zoom out a little bit here. Okay, to continue. All right. So I'm going to take my, let me get all this crap out of the way. I'm going to take my number 0 Phillips and put it back into the coil. And you can see it's a little bit of a skew right now. Put it back in there, line up with the hole, stick it back in there, and that kind of forced it back down again, so I need to lift it up again. Let me take my tweezers from here. And I'm going to go under, let me get here's a smaller head. Get underneath that coil and lift it up a little bit. Not a whole lot, but a little bit. And now I'm going to attach my positive lead. In fact, I'm going to take it off of this deck here. Okay. Bring that coil up a little bit more. Okay, not so bad. Attach it to the positive lead. Now I need to move this little washer down a little bit. Wrap it around the positive lead. And now I'm going to tighten it up. Okay, that's good. That's nice and tight. I'm going to pull out my Phillips. That's looking pretty good. Okay, here are the two leads. Let me just give them a final tightening to make sure that's good. That's good. I'm going to take my nail clippers, I guess they are. I'm going to clip off the excess. You can do the, tension and spin to get it off, but like that. All right, so there's the microcoil installed. Right there, installed. I guess I'll zoom in a little bit. Maybe we'll get a better shot of that. Installed. Okay. Let's pull out a little bit. Now, just for grins, I'm going to put it on my lava tank, my lava tube, I should say, and check what the ohm reading should be. Now, my guesstimate will be 1.2, shouldn't be any more than 1.4. So, 1.2. Can I get that on camera for you? Well, let me do this camera. 1.2. See that? Now, I'm going to take it off the lava tube. And I'll do a double check. With my eye taste. Okay. 1.2. And that's, for me, that's where I like it. 1.2, 1.3. All right. Cool. So now I'm taking, I have my, this is my Nemesis, configured in 18350 mode. Okay, so it's tiny. Screwed it on there. Okay, now I'm going to start to just pulse this a little bit. Here, let's do this on this camera. Let's do this. Ooh, look at that, huh? And you see that action that you're getting? How it basically, you want it to start glowing from the center to the edges. Center to the edges. Yeah, baby. And what I also do, see, I will then, I'm taking my number 0 Phillips, and I want to put that back in there. It's a little askew. That is my number. Yes, it is. It's a little askew. I don't know if you can tell that in this but it's a little bit slanted, and I want it directly over my wicking hole. So I'm putting that back in there, straighten it up, sticking that down there, making sure everything's copacetic, pulling it back out, making sure it's staying. This coil is directly over the wicking hole. So let me show you various different angles. So there's the coil, right? And if I show you dead on, that coil is directly over the wicking hole. Now, what I also like to do is, you may not be able to see it, but those coils have separated a little bit. So what you can do is take your tweezers, okay? You're going to have to get up close enough on it to where you're going to have enough applied tension, pressure I should say. I'm going to explain it and then do it. You're going to heat the coil up. You're going to let go of the fire button and then grasp and squeeze down on the coil. Do not do that while firing it. Do not. You will have issues. You'll short it out. You may damage the coil. You may bad things will happen. So don't do this while you have it firing. So here I am. I'm heating up the coil. And then I'm going to take my tweezers and go whomp. Hold it. Okay, let go. Check it. Okay, it's looking better. I'm going to do it again, but you're not going to be able to see it that well because I need to be able to look at it from my perspective. So I'm heating it up. Okay, letting go of the fire button, getting in there and squeezing. Okay, I'm going to do one more from this side. Letting go. Ooh, God. Okay, now, you don't have to be super precise with this. Don't be so anal that you think, oh, I got to get this. No, I'm going to insert this again. And as I do this, as I insert it, I twist it, okay, to help it from not binding. And I'm going to line up the coil again. And there we go. So there's the coil. Let me burn it for you. Do. Woo! I want to just bring that a little bit this way. There we go. Perfect. Okay, that's perfect. Now I'm ready to wick it. Perfect for me. Maybe not perfect for you guys. I don't know. All right, wicking. All right, let's get all this stuff out of the way here. There's a piece of cotton coming off of a cotton ball. Okay, piece of cotton coming off a cotton ball. You're going to play around with this any which way, okay, until you figure out what works best for you. But less is better than more. So, okay, perspective-wise, I mean, you can see in my hands, okay, this is not big, right? I'm going to take, let me see. And I want it fluffy. I'm going to take this much. No, not this piece. This piece. The small piece. And I'm going to fluff it out even more. Fluffy, 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 fluffy. Okay, I got it all fluffed out. Do I like that piece or not? Yeah, it'll do. All right, so there it is. It's very fluffy. I don't want it all bound up and stuff. It doesn't probably come across as well on camera as it does here, and that this is very like translucenty now. Oh, I got some fluff out there. You know, it's very, very fluffy and not packed and things of that nature. Okay, so now some people lick, whatever, doesn't matter. What you need to do is, I'm going to show you this, right? Just twist it. Don't worry about it too much. Just twist it. You're getting something like that on the end of it. So that what I can do is now thread it through. Let me cut off the very tip of that. Okay. I'm going to thread mine through the top of this wick, of the coil, down. Now you see how is at the bottom of the coil now? Can you see that? All right. All right, and what I'm going to do is now take my tweezers, grab that, and just start gently pulling that through. Stick that up in the air a little bit. Wow. That got erect pretty quickly, didn't it? Oh. All right, and just still gently start. I'm going to bunch this up just slightly, not much, okay? I want it to remain fluffy. I don't want this stuff to get all bound up. Keep pulling it through until, okay, now that's good. I like that. Okay, that's good, right? Now, what I'm going to do now, and again, this looks more dense on camera than it does in person. I don't mean stupid, but it does look more dense than it does here. All right, so now, all right. So you don't want this binding, all right? You really don't want this binding. You notice how I can pull that out really well, and now I can pull it down, pull it up, pull it down. I want it nice and loose in there. I want it touching. I don't want it like free floating. I don't want, I don't want it to come out on its own, okay? But I don't want it jam-packed in there, all right? So that's good right there. Now, okay. Now we have, I'm going to cut this off right about here. Oh! And now I'm going to take this part and stuff it into the wick hole. And I'm going to take my time doing this. And you could use a paper clip, but I just take, piece of 28 gauge Canthal that's just been hanging around, and I bring this up, tuck it up in there, and I start poking it into the wick hole. Okay, and you can see, I don't want it to pull on it too much. What I might do is take my tweezers first and just initially get it in that hole. Okay, gather it up, get it into the wick hole, gather it up, okay. Pull on this a little bit. Then I'll take my Canthal and start poking down on it. Okay, oh, can you see this? Well, okay. Now, what I want to avoid is creating a plug. I don't want a plug in there, okay? I want to make sure that it's nice and loose in that wick hole. I don't want to plug it up. Okay, I don't know if you're going to see this on the camera or not, but you can see right there. That's the cotton coming down into the tank. That's about as far as I want it to go. So I'll make sure that I use my Kanthal to like poke at it a little bit to make sure that it's loose, and I haven't created a cotton plug in my wick hole, and that seems perfect. All right, I have done these where I've stuffed the wick down in here, and so it's almost like an auto feed dripper, and sometimes it works pretty well, sometimes it doesn't work. But now I've gone to where I just have a little plug down there, and so my wick is all set up here, and I'm going to let me, well, there you go. Real life example. If your scissors aren't clean, and you go to cut and you, like me, have a tendency to jerk as I do it, you're gonna, it's a do-over. Damn. But this is good. This is this is what's going to happen. All right, so let me do this again. Fluff out a piece of cotton. Do. All right. Do. Douchebag says what? Yeah, okay. See, it's really pretty. I mean, this shows you how easy it is to go to rewick it too. I mean, it's no big deal. All right. Take this, put it through. All right. Grab it. See. How easy can that be, right? Okay. Let me take a little more off. All right. Gather. Nice and fluffy. Stuff it in the hole. Stuff it. Nice and loose. Don't want to pack it up. All right. Gathered into the wick hole. Good. Okay. Going to take my piece of Kanthal and start, sometimes you have a little burr on the end of your Kanthal that will help, that will pull it back out on you. So just be aware of that. So just take your time with it. It's not like you got anywhere to go when you're doing this. Okay. All right. So you can see how I'm starting to tug a little bit down on it. And this is starting to, show that tugging. Poke the Kanthal down in there. Okay, I'm going to take my tweezers, gently grab some of it and pull it down, because I need a little bit more to work with. Because I do like to have a little bit of it sticking into the tank. Let me move that over there. I think it's starting to come down there. Yeah, I have a little bit down in the tank, but I want a little bit more. All right, that's what I wanted. That's what I wanted. So you can see now I got my, it's fogged up a little bit in there, but you can see there's the little little plug coming out there. All right, wish me luck. Wish me luck. Yeah. Okay. Let me do a little bit more on that. Okay, that's reasonable. That's reasonable. Okay, so there's the microcoil. Got my little fluffy top up there. A little plug down here. Okay, so let's wet the wick and see what's going on here. Whoa, geez. Whoa. That's on the... Okay. Yeah, let me put that aside. Let me get out my bottle. Okay. With the coil, with the wick. Let's get this all saturated. Oh, off camera, sorry. All right, let's do a little burn. Works pretty good, huh? Let's put some in the tank. Oh, let's fill up the tank. Okay, all filled. All right. So this 1.2 ohm rating, you know, standard 18350 battery on a Nemesis. Now, all right. The other wick hole here I leave open. I leave the fill hole, obviously. Well, I don't think there was anything to close that off with anyways. But normally on a Genesis with your standard wicking material, mesh stainless steel cable, you know, you would leave all these open anyways. Even if they give you screws to close them off, you leave them open, all right? Why? Because it does help with the wicking. With stainless steel mesh, when you're using a Genesis atomizer, stainless steel mesh, when you're vaping on it, you are vaping with the stainless steel mesh facing towards you as you vape. That helps with the wicking. Okay? You typically would do that also with a stainless steel cable, but stainless steel cable wicks like crazy, so it's really not all that necessary to do that. In fact, you may have it away from you to not do over wicking. Now, with this setup the way this is, you know, that little bud of cotton in there when the tank is full is going to help supply that wick. It's going to basically more or less auto feed. As that goes down, you know, you can simply just tilt this, okay, to the wick and just hold a little bit, and that will refresh your juice. You could tilt it even more, knowing that these other holes on the deck are open and allow juice to come in through there. You can even drip it through your drip tip and use it as a standard like dripping atomizer with a super huge over dripping reservoir to collect stuff. Okay. So now, as with any coiling system, The Kraken has it set up so you can use dual wick or single wick, and I have this opened up all the way, and you want to line your air hole going so that when this is on, the air is coming directly over that coil. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to line this up and make sure that it's, pardon me a moment. I think that's right. Okay. And then I'm gonna, obviously seat the entire top cap on there. Okay, so now that's seated. And where's my drip tip? Here it is. Okay. Drip tip on. Ready to give it a shot? Ooh. It's a wonderful thing. And there it is. No editing other than going between what Grim Green calls the uppy closey to, the forward-facing camera. Right now, this is like at 37 minutes. I've taken more time than usual to do this, and plus with my, oh well, you saw it happen. That will probably happen to you too. It's like, ooh, this is perfect. Okay, time to trim, and whoop, it happens. Okay, so that's how I set up my hybrid dripping atomizer on a Genesis platform. Robert the Arm Vapor, goodbye.